day, the implosion of the Sussexes. Meghan Markle's Archewell charity scam and as ever lies have finally been exposed. An astonishing double blow.
When Meghan's luxury brand website leaked its hidden inventory, the internet didn't just see jam jars. They saw the truth behind the billion-dollar image.
Alone, flower sprinkles, she has 80,391 units not sold.
They built an empire on image, glossy interviews, slow-motion Netflix shots, and a fairy tale that promised purpose over privilege. But when Meghan Markle's luxury brand website glitched and accidentally revealed its hidden inventory, the internet didn't just see jam jars. They saw cracks, deep ones, running straight through the royal rebrand of the century.
That is her main thing. That's the meat of her business. Because, flower sprinkles, she sprinkles this everywhere. This woman is absolutely broke.
Overnight, the AS Ever leak became the digital equivalent of a palace scandal. Thousands of unsold products, millions in lost donations, and a reputation polished to perfection suddenly looked like smoke and mirrors. For years, the Sussexes told us they were rewriting the royal rulebook, but now it looks more like they misplaced it.
Catastrophically bad things are going for Harry and Meghan. Archewell is essentially done, and the aspect of their charity has essentially collapsed completely, and it's been revealed for what it really always was, which is a publicity stunt.
Archewell's finances are shrinking faster than Meghan's press team. Staff are vanishing like background characters in a reality show, and their once exclusive Netflix deal just got quietly downgraded. The golden couple of Hollywood royalty is starting to look more like the producers of their own downfall. And yet, through it all, they smile for the cameras. Because when you've built a brand around perfection, admitting it's cracking isn't an option. This isn't just a glitch or a PR hiccup. This is the moment the image started fighting back. But what if the real leak wasn't the website, but the truth behind the Mar machine itself? Stay tuned, because what comes next makes the magic drama look like a rehearsal.
Obviously, they were expecting a lot more money to come in, and it hasn't. In fact, I think a whole bunch of money is flowing out, and very little is flowing back into Harry and Meghan.
The numbers don't lie, even when the press releases try to. Archewell, once hyped as the Sussexes' grand mission to change the world, now looks more like a financial ghost ship drifting on royal nostalgia. According to verified IRS filings, donations nose-dived from over $5.3 million in 2024, a jaw-dropping 60% plunge. Expenses, meanwhile, kept climbing past $5 million, leaving the foundation running on fumes and good intentions. The same documents show nearly a $2.5 million deficit, politely spun by their team as funding impact. Translation: they spent more than they earned. Behind those glossy annual updates lies a pattern: overspending, overpromising, and underdelivering.
They were completely and utterly willing to throw aside the people they were supposed to help, and now we have this situation where it's just artifice, it's just there for show.
Salaries alone hit nearly $1 million, with top executives pulling six-figure paychecks while programs quietly disappeared. Insiders say even loyal supporters started asking the forbidden question: where exactly was all that impact going? When staff cuts followed, it didn't look like strategic downsizing. It looked like survival mode. The image of a philanthropic powerhouse was fading fast, replaced by whispers of instability. Archewell wasn't empowering the world. It was struggling to pay itself. And yet, every public statement glowed with positivity, as if optimism could balance the books. But numbers have no loyalty. They expose what the press won't print and the PR team can't spin. And just when the headlines started cooling off, another revelation reignited the storm. This time from inside their own walls.
The two most senior staff, the two people who have been propagandists for Prince Harry and Meghan, who have lied to the world for Prince Harry and Meghan, who have destroyed their own credibility for Prince Harry and Meghan, now out.
If numbers told one story, the exits told another. Louder, sharper, and far harder to deny. AR wasn't just losing funds. It was bleeding people. Within 2 years, an entire lineup of senior staffers, publicists, and directors quietly packed their bags and slipped out of the Sussex bubble. Even Meredith Maines, hired in early 2025 as Chief Communications Officer, lasted barely 10 months before whole, the long-time right-hand man who had worked with Harry since his Royal Foundation days, was gone, too. His departure statement sounded polished, an exciting new chapter, but between the lines, it read like exhaustion. Behind closed doors, insiders described Arwell as a carousel of burnout. One former team member told reporters that nobody stayed long enough to see a project finish. Another admitted that the atmosphere felt corporate chaos wrapped in candles and compassion. By late 2025, the charity had reportedly shrunk to just 2 full-time employees, a 60% staff reduction spun as restructuring. When you lose that many people, something deeper is wrong than strategic realignment.
Meghan praises herself constantly for being this great humanitarian, but when you really think about it, what has she done? I mean, even before she married Harry, she was part of World Vision, but dropped them as soon as she got engaged. And so it's like, if you really cared about the organization in the first place, why not continue working with them? But no, she just threw them to the side as soon as she could.
The Sussex operation, once branded as purpose-driven and visionary, now looked like a revolving door of reputations trying to save face. Each farewell post on LinkedIn read like deja vu polite praise masking quiet fatigue. But the next storm didn't come from resignations or deficits. It came from a single embarrassing digital mistake that the internet turned into royal theatre. It was supposed to be Meghan Markle's crowning comeback. Her lifestyle brand as ever all elegance and exclusivity. But one small website error shattered that illusion faster than any headline ever could. In early January 2026, curious Reddit users stumbled on a vulnerability that revealed the brand's entire hidden inventory. With a few keystrokes, they exposed more than 650,000 unsold products from 137,000 fruit spread gift boxes to tens of thousands of candles and teas worth over $20 million at retail. Overnight, the image of scarcity and luxury turned into a warehouse full of reality. The internet erupted. Fans who once defended Meghan's business savvy started asking why a sold-out brand had enough jam to supply Buckingham Palace for a decade.
This business is a disaster, and so much of the smoke and mirrors in the early days of the launch of that business was connected to the scarcity strategy, which meant that virtually no product was put on sale, right, so that it would sell out, and so that she got a good headline.
Commenters mocked it as the royal jelly stockpile. Newsweek confirmed the leak's accuracy and within hours as ever rushed to patch the site and scrub the evidence. But it was too late. The screenshots had already gone viral. The glitch wasn't just a technical mistake. It was a metaphor for the entire Sussex strategy. Polished presentation hiding messy execution. A lifestyle empire built on exclusivity was now exposed as overstocked and overhyped. Meghan's silence didn't help. The longer she said nothing, the louder the internet laughed. And as her digital empire trembled, another truth began to emerge. One far more personal than jam jars or sales figures. Behind every curated photo and motivational quote, there's a weight most people never see. For Meghan Markle, that weight was the demand to be flawless. The Duchess turned entrepreneur who couldn't afford a single misstep. After the as ever leak, insiders whispered that the real crisis wasn't inventory, it was identity. Meghan had built a brand around serenity and success, but the pressure to maintain that fantasy was eating away at the foundation. Every product launch, every Instagram post had to look effortless, even when the numbers and narratives behind the scenes were anything but. Friends reportedly described her as relentlessly driven, the kind of perfectionist who could turn a recipe shoot into a 12-hour ordeal.
This woman is so desperate that she went and she offered to work and do a cameo in this movie that's coming out on Netflix. It's like a Hallmark movie because she's desperate. She needs to put herself out there. She's not even charging, and not because it's beneath her. It's because nobody wanted her. Nobody wanted to pay her. She's not worth anything for anybody. In fact, she is a liability because there's a lot of backlash already in that movie because she made it all about herself.
Staff talked about revision fatigue, where even the smallest detail, a label, a caption, a color tone sparked endless debate. That obsession once fueled her rise. Now it was suffocating her brand. The more she tried to control the message, the less authentic it appeared. The harder she smiled, the colder the public grew. It's a paradox few celebrities survive. When the image you've built becomes the cage you live in. Meghan's brand promised calm. when it seemed like Meghan Markle was ready to move on from the as ever fiasco. Whispers of a new project began circulating. A glossy cookbook supposedly set for a 2026 release. The headline sounded confident. Meghan's next big move. Recipes from the Duchess's table. A lifestyle reborn. There was only one problem. No one could find any proof it existed. No publisher announcements, no press releases, not even a placeholder listing on Amazon. Every claim traced back to anonymous insiders quoted by the Daily Mail and Parade, hinting that the cookbook would tie into her Netflix show with Love, Meghan and her lifestyle brand. Fans wanted to believe it. The concept fit her image perfectly. Nurturing, stylish, and commercial enough to rebuild her empire. But as weeks turned into months,